Today, YouTubers, I'm going to machine the outside of this casting. The casting is the casting from a drill press. The drill press is one that I'm intending to ultimately fit a treadmill motor to, but while I've got it apart and I'm recently back to my home and my milling machine, I want to mill something, and what better than to tear away at the outside of this casting and true it up with some of the bores internally and just clean up some of the daggy bits that are left on the outside of a casting. Fortunately, this casting's got flat sides and a relatively flat top, and internally it's got just a bore at the front for the quill and a bore at the back for the post that supports the pedestal drill. The holes in the side here are from the original stop-go switches and a couple of cable grommets. So first of all, I'm going to set the product up to mill this top surface and around this boss. And you can see this boss at the front is eccentric to the casting is eccentric to the bored hole in the center. I'm going to run an end mill around that to true it up with the center diameter. Now, in setting this casting up on the mill table, I'm going to bolt it down with a toe clamp fitted inside. I'll try and get a better shot there. There's the toe clamp laying across the bottom of this casting. And fortunately, this boss here and this boss here appear to be on the same plane, so I can just bolt it down. I'm using this center hole, which is just a clearance hole in the casting, to run two toe clamp hold down bolts. I've got these set up over here. I just move that across. You see there a couple of pieces of paper laid on the table. I don't know how even that bottom surface is. I've given it a file, but we'll see how it goes. So that's going to just drop down over those two bolts into those center holes, and I'll set that toe clamp up and then adjust the position of the casting to center this and to try and pick up this rough casting around here is no shape at all, but internally there, which where the top of the post comes through, that's a machine surface along with another layer below that. I want to pick up and center that and center this, and then do a sketch on Fusion 360 of this whole surface and generate a toolpath for this cutter, which is about a 65mm facing cutter and with 4 inserts on it. And I reckon that will, with the right toolpath, it will rip around this surface and clean that whole surface up. I'll then also machine this eccentric lump off the front of the casting so that it's all concentric when I'm finished. I may even run an end mill around this surface here so that it's concentric with the circle inside. I don't need to do that. I don't need to do any of this, but why I can with this equipment, and it just gives me something to make a start back on my milling machine, which I haven't done anything with for nearly 2 years now. So that's what the plan is. I'll come back to you when I've got that bolted down and squared up.